2018-2019 season. The questionable season for certain teams. I'm not saying nothing, but let's move on. Now, in the NBA, we've seen our stars coming up. Some stay longer than others, some get the injury card pulled out on them, and some just have really, really short primes. Then you have that small 2% that gets everything dumped out on them at once. Today, we're going to be looking through one of those players. Allow me to introduce to you the 6'4" shooting guard from Ohio State named angeloRussell, and how he went from being one of the most talented guards this league has ever seen to being passing on like a trish. What's good with y'all uncultured swine? This is your favorite inconsistent YouTuber, well, at least now I'm being kind of consistent, Professor Rance. Now, when I first started this script, I really couldn't find a reason onto why D'Lo got so bad. I kept asking myself, like, is this nigga overrated? Was this Brooklyn era just a fluke? Is this nigga just Jeremy Lin but a little tad bit better? But after taking a dive deeper, there's a lot of factors that took into the fact that D'Lo is where he is today. I think with a really, really big one that gets overlooked sometimes. Number one is, now, when people are to say, oh, please don't let this player go to Dallas, or please don't let this player go here because it's gonna ruin his career, I always take it as someone just trying to fleece somebody into getting the player, or just downright hating on the organization. But now, I'm not gonna lie, I see where they're coming from, because an organization could really, really fuck up a player's career if they don't A, build the right players around him, and B,
put him in a system that fits who he is and what their play style is.
And to be fair, looking back at D'Lo's career, that nigga had neither until he went to Brooklyn. Now, I know what's going through your head, smooth brain. Well, Jalen, what does it have to do with big market teams? Can you please allow me to elaborate, my kind brother in Christ? God damn! Now, the reason why D'Lo playing on a big market team off rip is a bad idea, because there's one thing and one thing only that big market teams want to do. They want to win. And specifically, they want to win the championship. And when they draft you, they want you to live up to that expectation. Well, for starters is, you're out of there. And secondly, you're getting ridiculed by the organization from that day forth, which is stupid, but that's another video for another day. Big market teams don't have any agendas on building around a young player because they're a big market team. Their job is to grab the pieces that are needed to win a championship, and rightfully so they do. This is bad for players brought into the league simply because of the fact it gives the player no room to really grow. Take somebody like Stephen Curry, an all-time great, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant. They were all brought into small market teams on a rebuilding process and really just needed a piece to build around so they could surround them with players that fit within their system, and from there they would grow into championship contending teams. When the Thunder got Kevin Durant, these niggas was dead last in the conference. They had only 20 fucking wins. When they got KD, their only intention was to build around him, get the players that would complement his playstyle and fit into the system, so then they could eventually get to a point where they can contend for a title, or at bare minimum become a threat to contend for the title. On to Jordan. The Bulls were dog shit, and no, they were not a big market team because they haven't won anything yet. When they got Jordan, they had the same agenda. Let me repeat it so you understand. Get a player, get the right pieces around him, you can build around him and put yourself in a position where you can contend, or like I said, at bare minimum, find a threat or be a threat in your contract. Hey, for Stephen Curry, and this may sound stupid to say, but I don't think these people will be in the same predicament they're in today without being brought into these organizations they were brought in. Small market teams allow young players to display their talent and abilities on the basketball court and really let the organization see if this player is worth building around. Most importantly, a very fair chance at that, which is why D'Lo, after Magic traded him to the Nets, flourished. He was allowed to really show off his talent and abilities to Brooklyn, and he was complemented with players like Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, to say a few, that were actually fit to do so. In today's game, all the great players under 25 are all on small market teams. Case fucking closed. angeloRussell is brought into one of, if not one of, the biggest big market teams, most importantly, one of the most delusional ones there is, the Los Angeles Lakers, with no room to really stride or grow like players I mentioned before. And since the organization is really not interested in building around them, it puts them in a really shitty situation. In most cases, the players also don't really get to flourish for this other really, really fucked up factor that also got in the way of D'Lo's chances of actually being good. Let's get one thing straight. If there's anything more annoying than superstars signing with super teams to give your team an even lower chance of contending, it's fucking injuries. Injuries suck ass. Trust me, I'm a Bulls fan, so I know. And for very good reasons. Injuries can really fuck up a player's potential and sometimes the overall game and production they bring on the court. angeloRussell also faced a lot of shitty injuries coming into the season. He faced a glute injury, ankle injury, another ankle injury, another ankle injury, a knee injury, and more injuries, and more injuries, and more injuries. And even to this day, injuries is a main thing for D'Angelo. One of the main reasons why nobody knew who the fuck D'Lo was in Brooklyn was because of the injury problems he had in the first year. It's like the basketball guys wait for this nigga to get good and slap him in the ass with injuries. having a good season, are you? Oh, whoops, my bad. This essentially fucks up D'Lo's chances of ever getting back to who he once was, and coming into the league, this fucked up with his opportunity to actually do something in Los Angeles. But there's one factor: no matter how great the player is on the court, this one problem can really fuck up things for the player and essentially follow them and haunt them for the rest of their career. Off-court issues are this very, very important thing to take into account as an NBA player. Because if we want to go down the list, there's a lot of professional athletes who really can't get a job because of their off-court drama. The reason why is because off-court drama, specifically drama within the team, can fuck up the chemistry within that team. And essentially from there, say it with me class, fuck up the production for the team. Yeah, I'm sorry D'Lo fans, I'm pretty sure y'all know where this is going. Now, in D'Lo's time in Los Angeles, Nick Young and him were very, very close friends. Until this small but very, very big event happened. During D'Lo's rookie year, he leaked footage of Nick Young admitting to his peers that he cheated on his ex, Iggy Azalea, which led in Iggy leaving Nick shortly after, and you know how the gist goes. Now, if you're not toilet-headed, or at least not that brain-dead, you would see what else would fuck up both the Lakers and the production of the team. Two players on the same team, somebody does something really fucked up to the other player, i.e. snitching on him, and then those players have to play Thursday night as if nothing fucking happened. But Jalen, how did that affect his ability to produce? It didn't, but you have to take into account that when signing a player, teams take into account of a lot of shit. Everything almost. Best case scenario to sign a player is if he has no off-court issues, he can produce at an extremely high level, goes well with your system, both in the regular season and the postseason, and he has little to no injury problems. Now, if he has everything I mentioned before, but his off-court drama is so bad to the point where people don't even want to play with him, then it's time to look for somebody else. And when it starts to overlap his overall production on the court, most importantly, if that player's on your team, it's definitely time to get rid of him. Which explains why Antonio Brown, despite being a really good wide receiver when he's on the field, cannot find a fucking team to stay on. And why D'Lo can't really stay on a team. Like, I wouldn't really be surprised if D'Lo doesn't get traded again for a borderline all-star or put in a trade package for a superstar in the offseason, like he literally has been his entire career. He was this close to getting traded for Rudy Gobert, but he dodged the bullet. But guess I don't think he's gonna die. I don't think he's gonna die. I'm not gonna lie to you. What D'Lo needs is a team where he's the main scoring option, a place to redeem himself, so he can get back to the D'Lo we once knew and loved. Somewhere where the market is so goddamn low, it's basically no man's land. Tumbleweed Haven. Yes, I'm talking about Indiana. Get him out, Indiana. But with that being said, let me know what y'all think in the comments about shit. I think D'Lo needs to go to a small market team where he can really flourish. And all y'all niggas, but he's already on Minnesota. They got Anthony Edwards, they got Cat, they got Rudy Gobert. D'Lo's practically a fucking bench role. He has no role in that team. He needs to go to a team where they put him first. And that has to be a team that is so fucking trash, they would take anything. That's either the Pacers. Why didn't the Knicks get D'Lo in the offseason? That would have been nice. But with that being said, man, boy, Professor Rance. And without further ado, man, stay sturdy, stay healthy, and class fucking dismiss.
I feel it. I feel it.